Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 9 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 9 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter single variable inequalities. And the lessons we're going to cover today are identify solutions to inequalities, graph inequalities, solve one-step linear inequalities addition and subtraction, and graph solutions to one-step linear inequalities. Please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Let's just start with the lesson that is identify solutions to inequalities. Which of the following solutions to the inequalities below? Select all that apply. The inequality is -8 is less than c, right? You are given the option that is c is -6, c is -2. You have to see which option is the correct one, right? -8. Start with c equals -6. Replace the c with -6, right? So -8 is less than -c. Yes, it is. On the negative side, as you are moving far from 0, the numbers are getting smaller and smaller. So -8 is far that than -6. That means -8 is less than -6, right? So yes, c equals -6 is a solution. Then you have -2. -8 is less than equal to -2. Yes, it is because -8 is farther than 0 on the number line, right? So -2 is also less than. -2 is also the solution, right? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay. Which of the following is a solution of the inequality below? The inequality is x is less than equal to 3, right? So the correct option is the one that is either less or either equal to 3. So which option is the correct one? The correct option is the only option that is x equals 3 because the rest of the numbers are greater than 3. That is the only option that is not less than but equal to 3. So option number 1 is the correct option. X equals 3 is the correct option, right? Option number 1 is the correct option. Which of the following are solutions to the inequality below? Select all that apply. So, which is the correct option? Okay, the options you are given is negative 10 is less than d, right? The inequality is negative 10 is less than d. Now you are given the options negative 9, negative 3, negative 1, and negative 5. Let's see which is the correct option. Start with the first one. Yes, all of the above. Because negative 10 is less than negative 9? Yes, it is. Because negative 10 is farther on the number line than negative 9. So, as you are moving far from 0, the numbers are getting smaller and smaller. So, negative 10 is less than negative 9, right? Then negative 10 is also less than negative 3. Then negative 10 is also less than negative 1. And negative 10 is also less than negative 5, right? So the correct option is all of the above. They all are less than negative 10. Negative 9, 10. Which of the following is a solution of the inequality? Negative 4 is less than j. So which is the correct option? Negative 4 is less than j. So which is the correct option? Option 1, no. Negative 4 is not less than negative 4, right? Negative 4 is less than negative 3. I think that is the correct option, right? Option number 2 is the correct option, right? That is j equals negative 3 is the correct option. Because negative 10 and negative 12 are smaller than negative 4. Okay, is g equals 3 a solution to the inequality below, which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, 6 is less than 3. No, g equals 3 is not the solution. So the correct option is no. Very good. Which of the following are solutions to the inequality below? Negative 8 is less than equal to c. So which is the correct option? Negative 8 is less than equal to c. So negative 8 is less than negative 6. Negative 8 is less than negative 2. There's all of the above. The correct option is all of the above. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next one is graph inequalities. Okay, the first one is graph x is greater than negative 5. Now we have to plot the graph. So when we plot the graph, we have to keep two things on the mind. X is greater than negative 5. That means x negative 5 is not the solution. The inequality x is greater than negative 5 means x can be any number that is greater than negative 5, right? Since x cannot be equal to negative 5, there should be an open circle at negative 5. Also, since x can be greater than negative 5, there should also be an arrow pointing to the right because all the values that are greater than negative 5 are the solution. So, arrow must pointing at the right hand side, and because x cannot be negative 5, so you must have an open circle at 5. So that means you have to see two things on which side the arrow is pointing, and if you have an open circle at negative 5, yes or no, right? Let's just start with the test questions. Graph x is less than 1. So less than 1 means the graph is pointing to the left side, right? Here is 1, and also 1 is not included. So graph is pointing on the left of the 1. Shade to the left of 1. The correct option is shade to the left of 1. Got it? Shade to the left of 1 is the correct option. Graph x is greater than 2. So which is the correct option? X is greater than 2. So here we have 2, right? So all the values that are on the right hand side are the solution of the inequality. That means x can be any value that is greater than 2, but x cannot be 2. So there must be an open circle at 2. So shade to the right of 2. The correct option is shade to the right of 2 is the correct option. Graph x is greater than negative 7. So which is the correct option? The correct option is shade from, yes, the second option is the correct option. Shade from negative 7 to the right is the correct option. Very good. That's option number 2. But negative 7 is you must have a closed circle on the negative 7 because x can be greater than 7 and x can be negative 7 and greater than negative 7. So the option number 2 is the correct option. Graph x is greater than equal to 3, which is the correct option. X is greater than equal to 3, so which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, shade from 3 to the right. Option number 2 is the correct option. X is greater than 4, which is the correct option. Yes, the second one is the correct option, right? Shade to the right of 4 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is the next one is solve one step linear inequalities, addition and subtraction. Let's just start with the lesson. So let's just start with the first one, that is solve for v. V plus 1 is less than 5, you have to solve them exactly like you do the linear equations, right? So just you have to do the inverse operation method. So here you have b plus 1 is less than 5. You need to solve it for the b. So you have to remove that positive one. So that means you need to subtract both sides. 1 from both sides. So that is v is less than 4, right? To solve for a variable, use inverse operations to undo the operations in the inequality. Be sure to do the same operations on the both sides of the inequality. Like equation, you have to do the same operations on the both sides of the inequalities, right? Let's just start with the test question. Solve for v, which is the correct option. V plus 1 is less than 5. You need to subtract 1 from both sides. V is less than 4. The correct option is the correct option is option number 1. That is V is less than 4. Solve for G, which is the correct option. That is V is less than equal to 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. You just have to subtract 4 both sides. So 8 minus 4 is 4. That is G is less than equal to 4. Second one, second one. You just don't have to change the signs, right? Keep them like this. Just subtract 1 both side. So n is less than equal to 9 minus 1 and then n is less than equal to 8. Got it? Option number 2 is the correct option. The inequality must be same. You just have to subtract. Don't change the signs. That is n is less than equal to 8. Solve for p, which is the correct option. That is option number 2. P is less than equal to 1 is the correct option, right? Option 2 is the correct one. Okay, solve for S, which is the correct option. The correct option is S is greater than equal to 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Solve for K, which is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. K is less than equal to 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for T. T plus 6 is less than 7, which is the correct option. The correct option is T is less than 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. 1 it is. Why 2? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is graph solutions to the one-step linear inequalities. So solve the inequality and graph the solution. First you have to solve and then you have to graph, right? 2r is greater than equal to 4. That the solution is r is greater than equal to 2, right? Now you have to graph. So that means all the values r can be any number that is greater than 2 and r can be 2. So that means the graph. That means the graph would is at shade to the right of the two, right? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. First, you have to solve the inequality, then you have to graph, right? Okay, so solve the inequality and graph the solution. So, which is the correct option? Which option is the correct one? The correct option is shade from 7 to the left. Option number 1 is the correct option. Solve the inequality and graph the solution. So, which is the correct option? The correct option is shade to the left of 8. You need to add two other sides. So, how one? It would be shade to the left of 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve the inequality and graph the solution. R over 2 is greater than 2. So, which is the correct option? The correct option is the second one, shade to the right of 4, right? Because the solution of the inequality is R is greater than 4. So, the second option is the correct one. Solve the inequality and graph the solution. The correct option is shade to the right of 2. The correct option is option number 2 is the correct option. Solve the inequality and graph the solution. A is less than equal to 6 divided by 6. So which is the correct option? The correct option is shade to the left of 1, right? Because A is less than equal to 1. So that is left. Age is greater than 5 plus 1. So which is the correct option? The correct option is shade to the right of 6. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 6, grade 9 math. The chapter we were working on is single variable inequalities, and the lessons we have covered today are identify solution to inequalities, graph inequalities, solve one step linear inequalities, addition and subtraction, graph solutions to one step linear inequalities. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can ask question. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So you can please ask question if you need help with any of the lesson. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Any questions? No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.